Another provincial election campaign is now underway. The Premier of Nova Scotia has called a snap election that will send voters to the polls on November 26th, months ahead of the fixed election date set by the current government.
Premier, have you changed your mind about snap elections?
We'll have a chance to chat back at the rally. Look forward to it, guys. Thank you.
That was the moment just after Premier Tim Houston met with Lieutenant Governor Arthur LeBlanc at his official residence today to make the election official. The Progressive Conservative leader is holding a rally in Bedford, Nova Scotia. Liberal leader Zach Churchill and NDP leader Claudia Chender also have campaign events planned in Halifax today. To tell us more, we're joined by the CBC's Brett Ruskin, who has been following this breaking news for us from Halifax. Brett, what's happening there?
Yep. So another election. We saw BC go to the polls. We saw New Brunswick, Saskatchewan. Now we have Nova Scotians going to the polls as well. So earlier this afternoon, we saw the PC leader, Tim Houston, go through those doors, speak with the Lieutenant Governor. Only took about 15 minutes of discussions before he came back out. Didn't do any scrumming, didn't answer any questions from the reporters that were here, but did go off to that media event or to that rally that he had planned in Bedford, Nova Scotia. So we are headed to the polls. He explained at that rally that there were at least two reasons why Nova Scotians are headed to the polls, why he's called this election. And one of them is that he says his party has the financial plan to help make Nova Scotia more financially livable, and that he needs a strong mandate in order to deliver that plan. Also, he wants to make sure that the fixed election date that was scheduled to happen next year in July doesn't coincide with a federal election. So that's one of the reasons. He also wants a stronger mandate to negotiate certain items, certain topics between Nova Scotia and the federal government as well. So we are headed to the polls November 26th, along with the advanced polling opportunities, but it is another fall provincial election. Linda.
So, Brett, we've been talking about this fixed election date law. This was supposed to be July 15th. Now, as we know, much earlier, November 26th. Tell us about this law.
Yeah, so this law was the first law that the PC party passed when they took power back in 2021. And it said every 4 years in July, mid-July, so November is July 15th, would be the law that would be when the election would be, with the small stipulation, the caveat that the Lieutenant Governor could call an election anytime under the advice of the Premier. So it looks like that's the avenue that they've taken to reach this conclusion, to have this election in November instead. And the opposition parties are not happy about it. The NDP aren't happy about it. The Liberals aren't happy about it. In fact, Liberal leader Zach Churchill spoke at his own rally a short time ago. Here's what he had to say about this fixed election law and not quite abiding by it entirely. Here's what he had to say.
Today, he's broken his very first promise to the people of Nova Scotia, his first law, and he's spending taxpayers' money unnecessarily. He said it himself, fixed election dates are more important and they're better for the people. But he has called this election because he thinks it's better for him.
And so again, that's Zach Churchill, the leader of the Liberal Party here in Nova Scotia, not happy with this election happening in November as opposed to in July as stipulated in the fixed election law. But we are in it. 30 days of campaigning now underway, with all of the parties holding some kind of a rally, some kind of a campaign launch event today in various parts of the city here. Linda.
They don't waste any time. Thanks for this, Brett.